Welcome to Second Win, Midlife Edition. My name is Troy, and I'll tell you what, it's been a minute since I smoked, lit up one of those cigarettes, but today I want to talk about a few things that I do not miss about smoking. Now, some of these things, they may surprise you, but this can go two ways. So this video here is for the person who is maybe thinking about quitting smoking, and some of these things might surprise you, and also for the person that is quitting or has quit for some time now and is trying to stay quit. Right? So some of these things may not surprise you as much, but they could very well relate exactly to what you've experienced. Now, I've smoked for over 25 years. I've quit here for quite some time now. This is the ninth month. Call that quite some time because it's a day by day thing that, you have to go through when quitting, but still worthwhile. And the six things that I wrote down here that I wanted to share with you today, really just comes from my own personal experience, and I think it kind of relates to many people. Now, I've been doing some shorts along the way here that's kind of been hitting on this, and I just thought that this would be a great topic for a live. So thank you for joining in. If you're here live right now with me, hey, feel free to write any comments or questions that you have. I promise you that I'll get back to you at the end of this live stream. Say 15 minutes of value I'm hoping to put out, 15, maybe 20 minutes, depends how it goes. And then after that, we can do a question answer. I'm happy to stay on for another 15, 20 minutes or whatever it takes, depends how the conversation goes from there. Now, if you're watching this on repeat, welcome as well. However, when you do write a comment, I won't be able to get back to you, but I will, in the moment, but I will in a decent time, I promise. So go ahead and drop in the chat, whether you're live now with me or you're watching this on repeat, and jot down something that you do not miss about smoking, or if you're thinking about quitting smoking, what are one of those things that you think you wouldn't miss the most? Okay, that's something you can jot down in the comments there, and I promise you that, like I said, I'll get back or at the end of this or when I can, of course, like if this is on repeat already. So I want to talk about those unseen freedoms. But before we get into that, I think it's important that you guys know that this channel here, Second Win, Midlife Edition, it's about rebuilding, okay? So it's about it's like a midlife rebuild from 40 onwards. I don't know, maybe you're in the 35-ish zone, somewhere in there, and you're thinking about your second half. And this one here is a complete midlife transformation, and the en route to this transformation is the quitting smoking, right? Because when you quit smoking, especially in midlife, but I guess at any age, if you've been doing it for some time, it's gonna be like pretty much a game changer of everything, because cigarettes, and they just seep into every part of your life and they become, your life. So when you cut that out, you're gonna have to change everything. And what better time to do it than right in the middle, because you got your second half to look forward to. So that's what this channel is about. And it concentrates mostly about staying quit, because quitting is the easier part, I would say. But the staying quit, that's what takes effort, community, and people that understand and are going through or have gone through it, right? These are the only people that understand what's going on. And that's what this channel is about. So if that's you, hit subscribe now, because we have quite a bit of content there, and I'm looking forward to putting a lot more content out there, because I think this is a topic that just isn't covered enough, past that like 30 days quit or something, and anything after that's like a big void. And that's where this channel comes in. So go ahead, hit like, subscribe, and join this journey with me. So like I was saying, going into these unseen freedoms, there's six in particular that I'd like to speak about today. And there's six that I just jotted down yesterday, and I put some time in today to kind of beef them out. So if you're wondering why I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking down at some notes. But I want this to be like not so much off the cuff. Like I want to provide some sort of a value for the first 15, 20 minutes before things go completely off the cuff. So, number one, out of the 6, to start into this whole unforeseen freedoms. Okay, number 1 is what I call clock control. Clock control. What does that sound like to you? Well, to me, that's always planning your next cigarette. Okay, if that makes sense. Like, if you've been smoking a long time, you just kind of do it naturally. But if you stop and take a look at what we're doing, we need some time every day to smoke those cigarettes, and we have to clock them in to certain parts of the day so they meet our schedule. Say you're at work, for example, and you're on someone else's time, but you still get those little pockets, and you're planning your cigarettes and where to have them and who to have them with, or whatever, right? Anyways, that just like stepping out and those moments that you're missing, right? So like each cigarette, how long would you say it takes? Just think about your last cigarette you're having. Maybe you're having one right now. I don't know. But I'd say 5 minutes, right? And how many cigarettes do you smoke in a day? Well, myself, a pack a day, right? So like we're talking about hours all of a sudden. When you quit smoking, that you got to fill that gap. And that's what I mean by that clock control, where it's like, that's one thing that I don't miss is like always having to be on the ball, excuse myself from certain circumstances or events or activities or whatever it is that I may be at to go and have this cigarette, right? And then come back in and carry on until I need my next one, which, what is it, 20, half an hour, somewhere in there, whatever it happens to be. So that's one thing that I definitely do not miss. And regaining that clock control has been pretty awesome. You don't realize it till it's actually gone. Like you've got rid of it, and that's what you were actually doing because it just became part of your everyday life. So that time back, what did I do with the time that I clawed back those couple hours a day? I know in the beginning, it was largely to do with editing on this channel, actually. So a lot of content came on early, and a lot of the planning of the content was done in the background, and also like, finding some B-roll that kind of matches what I was trying to say. So it's not just like a talking head, like a live like this, but to have like some extra stuff and to practice a little bit on my editing and things like that. That's where my time I tried to take and exchange that so that clock control was in my control. So thank you for, by the way, for those that are putting some comments down right now. I mentioned earlier in this live that I will get back to them in like the midway point onwards, where we'll do a question and answer. So thank you for joining us. Go ahead, hit like, let me know that you're around. There's a few people around I can see out there. But if you hit like, then I know for sure you're there. So moving on, number 2, the smell and the stigma. Okay, I'd like to get into that because we're talking about things that like I do not miss about smoking, and I'm sure a lot of you can relate. So that smell and that stigma, and that smell can actually be like broken into 2, right? Where like the smell of smoking in the moment, and then the smell of smoking like that lingers. Okay, so it's kind of like 2, and I'll try my best to explain this because I'm pretty sure that you know exactly what I'm talking about. But like that's like, that smell that like seeps into your clothes, your breath, your car, wherever you smoke. That smell is there, and it doesn't matter what kind of smoke it is, whether it's like cigarettes from Canada, from the States, or whatever country, cigars, cigarillos, whatever it is. Like it's all the same thing. It's all the same thing. It all seeps in. So, you can also like kind of trick yourself in thinking that you can hide it by some sort of air freshener or incense or something like that, or maybe you're trying to hide it from your partner, for example, and like you come in and you only like you shower right away and wash it. Like you're not getting rid of that smell. Like you may think you're tricky, but this is like something you just like you cannot hide it. And that self-conscious and being judged. I'll give you an example, a story, my own story. Okay. So like the worst place that I've ever smelt it, I don't know if I can say that ever because like I've been a lot of places with smoke smell in it. But the most recent one is something I can think about and I have thought about, and that was at uh, the grocery store. That's where I was recently, and it was someone that I know, and they were bent down, um, uh, bottom shelf, and they were like had two products or whatever they were looking at this in the grocery store, and I came behind them, and he didn't know I was there, and I noticed him right away. So like I said hello on my way by, and I continued on my shopping, but it was just him and I in that aisle, and I could smell this like old stale cigarette like just seeping off him. Like there's like fumes like emitting off of him, right? That's kind of what it was like. I didn't say anything because, well, of course, like you're not gonna say anything, but I noticed it right away. And like at this time here, like I'd probably been not smoking for like probably 3 4 months, probably somewhere in there, right? And yeah, it was a really strong, like off-putting smell, and I couldn't help but think, how many times was I the one bent down and someone else walked by and smelled the smell of cigarettes coming off me, stale cigarettes. So that's one. That's something that I do not miss right there. That smell. And but on the other hand, what would be the best compliment that I've ever received after quitting? This is something I put a lot of focus in and on because my wife is probably the I've never heard it from anyone else that I smell than from her over and over and over and over and over. And this is a regular thing coming out of her. So the best compliment was the one day when she's like, "Wow, I really noticed that like your teeth are whiter, like noticeably whiter." And I was like, "Yeah, thank you." And I'm like, "And my smell?" She goes, "Yeah, you can smell your cologne like stays on you a lot longer than it used to before." So that was probably one of the biggest compliments that I've got after quitting. Although I wasn't ever looking for compliments, but that was one, and that was more or less recent too. So yeah, that whole smell and that stigma, like so that's one thing that I don't miss about smoking is the being the one that just smells all the time, right? Yeah, so that's number two. Number three, of course, how can you love this part? And that's the money drain, right? This is something that I do not miss from smoking, and that was the money drain. Number three, that constant spending. Now, it's not like to move away from the dollar value, like it's a lot, right? Depends on how much you smoke and like the price of cigarettes and all these things of where you live. But I don't think it matters where you live, it's still a lot and it's relative to where you are. So, myself, I'm here in Canada and I was virtually spending on an arm and a leg to smoke. So, like, the money drain it's a real thing. But it's not just the money that's being drained, it's the constant thinking, oh, I'm gonna need another pack, whatever your schedule works out to be, whether it's in one day or is it 2 days or whatever. For me specifically, I live in like God's armpit out here in the middle of nowhere, Manitoba. So like we got like plan this stuff out because like the store's not even open on Sunday, right? Well, actually, just recently it started to be open on Sunday, but for the longest time there, like the stores were only open 6 days a week here. So yeah, like you have to plan that stuff out, and if you missed it, well, that money drain. Now you gotta drive. I would have to drive half an hour to go get a cigarette on Sunday if I forgot to get them the day before or the carton or whatever it was. So then the money drain also add on the time drain and the fuel to go get there and back and just all that stuff. The money drain. Oh, it's like yeah, that financial pressure just gone. And in my last live, I know, or the live, one of these lives, before I mentioned the money that I was spending, I was putting into a separate account and keeping track of it and all these things. Well, that just keeps on growing, right? So that's a real thing. And what did I do with all the money that I saved? Well, most importantly, those first little while, because I quit using the patch for my quit smoking aid. And yeah, that money right away went to pay for that and got that squared away, right? And then after that, yeah, like it just started accumulating, and I was actually quite impressed by just watching it grow. And you'll see if you watch through our channel, the last trip, last trip, not the last one, but the one before that was to Arizona, and that was all from cigarette money that I would have went up and smoked, right? Instead, my family went for vacation, a short vacation, but we escaped like the winter chill here in Canada and took off down south to Arizona. So like that's one thing. And now it's still growing, and I'm replenishing the money that I spent. So the money drain is something that I do not miss about smoking. Yeah, and I probably will. Yeah, I'll never miss that actually. So I think this is a pretty good spot just to mention that if you're in the same boat and you're thinking about quitting smoking, it is worthwhile. There's so many reasons to do it. I know it's like to each their own. I'm not telling you to do it, but it's definitely your own decision. But it's a good decision to make. And like this channel, like I said earlier on, it's not necessarily about quitting smoking. Like there's so many channels out there trying to like get you in a course and things like this. But this channel is more about staying quit, right? It's for like the person that feels like they're there. They just got to struggle, and like they're only one cigarette away or one bad decision away from smoking again. Like this is who this channel is for. And if you go check out in the description, the very first link that's in there is a way that you can connect with me, because well, not just me, but myself and Andrea. And there's things that we can share with you that's helping me stay quit. And it just makes sense, because if you've quit smoking and you've just got rid of like one of the worst things that you can do on the daily for your body, what's the next logical thing? And that is to look after yourself and take care of yourself while you recuperate your body, and your focus is on long-term health, right? Now, Andrew and I can help you here. So go ahead and check it out. I mean, it's not much. It'll take you like a second or two to fill the form out. And we'll go through a few steps, and we'll be talking one-on-one. Anyways, I don't want to like drag into that, but that's how we can help you. So going back to these topics that I was talking about, money drain was the last one. Number 4 out of the number 6 was the health anxiety. Now, I don't know if you can tell, but I've been a little bit under the weather. The last trip, just got back from Montreal, Quebec, and awesome. I did a quick live actually from Mount Royal at the top of Montreal, and somewhere in between there and like sitting here speaking with you this evening, I picked up some kind of a head cold. And generally like that head cold would go like directly into my chest. Now, I'm not saying this won't, like I can kind of feel it somewhere in here, but it's not like automatically I know it's going to my chest and it's going to stay with me a long time. And it takes me, it takes a smoker, from my own experience, it takes a smoker like double, if not triple the amount of time to get over the cold, a normal head cold, because it goes down into our chest, as it would a non-smoker. But I mean, like, maybe that's just me. Let me know in the comments if you've also experienced this too. I know I sure have. And right now, so I apologize if I don't quite sound the same, or I'm not as energetic as normal, but I'm doing my best to like hang in there. But anyways, so the health anxiety, I guess this is kind of another side topic of it, but for each their own on this as well, because there's a lot of like scares people get. You get scared into quitting smoking because you can be told something so many times and it doesn't mean a thing until you're like going through it yourself. Does that make sense? Right? So like that's like every cough you like worry, like is this like this chest pain, like you worry in the morning, maybe you smoked too much the night before or something, or is this going to be like something constant? Or am I always going to be out of breath like this, like going upstairs and things like that? And it's like that constant guilt that you're doing this to yourself, and it doesn't have to be like that, because you can choose to not smoke. Like it's just that simple. but it's kind of built in a way that it gets you hooked and in a habit, and then all of a sudden that habit, and you can't get out of it. And that's where that guilt comes from, because you know you could do something about it, you just don't. Or are you? Maybe there's some out there that are, right? And good for you if you are, if you're on the journey of quitting smoking, because it's a long journey. It definitely is. So when you do quit, though, talking about the health anxiety, like you feel pretty good, because you just now decided that you're gonna take control back. Well, it's a pretty big deal. It reduces the fear of like future troubles that you might find in your health. Mainly because if you quit, say at 40, you still got like say 40 some years. Like you got time for your body to recuperate, and it will. And it will. That's the big thing. And it will. So, what health win have I experienced since not smoking? I'd say the biggest one is like just feeling better and more energy, which I've also been working on. Remember, I said the link in the description, which has also been helping with his extra energy. But at the same time, like I smoked for 25 years, so now I honestly feel like 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, maybe younger, depends on the situation and what I'm doing, but just more stamina. So like there's so many like health benefits that have come from this. Like another one is like my teeth, right? Like they just got so much whiter, and I don't now when I'm waking up in the morning, for example, I don't feel like they're like I licked an ashtray before I went to bed, meaning that like my lungs are starting to clear out. Health benefit. So that's number 4. Number 5 is the addiction itself. Okay, that's like. Okay, so like the addiction itself for smoking, it's kind of, for me, it's like cut and dry into like 2 areas. One is the physical and the other is the mental. The physical addiction is easy to break. Okay, it just takes like a couple days, right? 5 days, something like that. Whatever, 3 to 5 days, whatever it takes to flush nicotine out of your body. And then the physical withdrawal isn't there, as in like you're not like jonesing for one because you need it physically, like you're not shaking, you don't feel these dizzy headaches, mind blur, mind fog, you might call it, those types of things that come from like the nicotine withdrawal. That's the physical side. The harder side is the mental side, and that's because like I guess for the physical side, that nicotine served its purpose for these big tobacco, as in getting you into the habit of smoking. And then once you've done it enough, say what, 3 months or so, 90 days, whatever it may be, all of a sudden, bam, you've got a habit that you've developed. And now this is mental. Okay, so this is why the mental side is hard to break, because it's compound that 3 months into 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 25, 30 years. Wow, right? Like, yeah, so like it's like a habit. It's a mental thing now, the mental addiction of smoking. Okay, so yeah, that is something I do not miss about smoking. The mental addiction, physical addiction, like I don't know, come go whatever. That's like the little thing. It's the mental one, and that's something that I still struggle with today, and largely why staying quit is so hard, and it needs a channel like this out there for those in that same situation to share stories about some of the things that they've gone through, maybe giving a heads up to somebody else. And if you're doing that in the comments right now, thank you, by the way. And someone else reading it down the road, whether it's right now or on repeat, is going to also thank you, although they might not be able to do it directly if they don't type away right under your comment. But by sharing experiences, like this is what allowed me to know what was coming next, so I could kind of prepare myself, because I'm in this for the long haul, and there's many other people out there in that same situation. So yeah, that addiction itself. So the biggest freedom is truly not being owned by it, right? Like say this is a cigarette. Like, I'm not owned by that cigarette. I'm not forced to go to the store, like I mentioned earlier on the Sundays where I had to drive because I needed the cigarette or I was just completely unmanageable. Yeah, that's something I'm sure a lot of people can relate to as well. So, like, I don't miss that. And if I was to ask myself, like, what was the hardest mental hurdle to jump over when going through this whole quitting smoking and staying quit? Uh, I don't even know how to really answer that. Like, I wrote it down, like, I think I know, but there's just so many mental hurdles to get over. But I think the biggest one was to, like, realize that I have now built my routine out where it doesn't involve cigarettes. So the biggest mental hurdle for me that I got over was that cigarettes were no longer part of my identity. Does that make sense? If it doesn't make sense, but you like it to make sense, I recommend going and checking out our channel. I got quite a few long form videos on there, lots and lots of shorts. Like, we're over 210 to 12 videos, something like that. So there's a lot of my personal experiences and also things that I've learned along the way that I really wanted to share, and what I've gone through in quitting smoking, and maybe that will make it make sense. And if you're doing that, hey, go ahead and hit subscribe. Like, there's always room for one more, or two, or three, or many, many more, because, like, we're only at like 100 and some now. Okay, so that was the addiction itself, and that's something that I don't miss about smoking, and I will not miss about smoking. Okay, all right, Triple J, thank you very much for subscribing to our channel. If there's anything that you would like more content on, please feel free to write this down in the comments now, and I'll be happy to make some long form videos later. Absolutely. Like, I've did my best to document, like, the first 3 months, the first 90 days of quitting smoking, and I spent a lot of time there. Now I'm building out my second playlist, but it's like, I don't know exactly. There's so much I want to talk about, and I don't know exactly how to do it all because I'm doing it all myself. And of course, this is like a side hobby as well for me. This isn't my full-time thing, obviously, and it's just me. There's no one doing editing for me or anything like that. Like, this is all me. I would like to start inviting other people in, maybe having a live stream if these things start going well, where I can have like a second person or third person. Maybe we can do like an interview kind of meeting kind of thing or something like this. But anyways, so go check out our channel. Appreciate it. And welcome to this journey. And go ahead and hit like. So for the last one, number 6, okay? So we got number 5 is the last one, that addiction itself. But another thing that I don't miss is the mess, okay? And the mess is like the ashes everywhere. For me, I redid the deck last summer, and I'm sure if you do subscribe, you'll see videos later in the summer when I'm on my deck, okay? So there was some holes in the deck, and I used to, like, put cigarette butts down in there. And when I retopped the deck last summer, there was like this mountain of, like, oh, what a mess, right? I don't miss the mess. But it was also like just finding the odd one, because I don't know how they would get maybe on my shoe or something, and they get tracked in. And I'm always, like, really good at not having them laying about, because I think it's kind of gross, to be honest. But also, like, the burn holes, right? Who here, raise your hand if you have a shirt with a burn hole in it, or a pair of pants. Actually, the pants that I'm wearing right now, I have a burn hole in it, actually, just like a little burn hole. Like, over time, you get really good at it, but they come, and I don't miss that, where, like, you got a new pair of pants or shirt or something, and boof, she's got a burn hole in her. Yeah. So I don't miss that. And that constant cleanup, right? The constantly, like, being aware of your surroundings. Not everyone's like this, I know. Myself, I am. And I always have, like, some cologne or something to try and mask the smell. And it was always like a tidying up, you know what I mean? So that's another one about the mess. Something I don't miss about smoking, that's for sure. So the cleaner space and just a better environment is the outcome of not smoking. And if I ask myself, the weirdest place that I ever found a cigarette butt, um, hmm, I don't know. I don't know. I guess the common ones, like in washers and dryers and places like that. And in my house, once I found one. I don't know if that's a weird or not, but I don't smoke. I've never smoked in here, so this has been like my like sanctuary of always consistently a non-smoking place for me. And but I think it tracked in on my shoe or something. I don't know. I got nothing for like the weirdest place. But if you do, go ahead and put it in the comments. By the way, we're going to get to these comments here right now. I said that it was going to be like 15 or 20 minutes. I added a lot more personal stories than I thought that I would. So spent about half an hour now. But hopefully this is something that can really hit home for you. At least if you're thinking about quitting smoking, this is something that you can look forward to. And if you have quit smoking or you're on that journey, then I'm sure that you can relate to probably all 6 of these. And those all 6 that we went over, number 1 was that clock control, right? You're in control, not smoking anymore, all that free time that you had, the smell and the stigma. Well, you smell so much better, like so much better. Your breath is better, your clothes smell better. The money drain, well, that money's staying in your pocket now, and it's not going to big government or big tobacco, right? And taxes. Health anxiety, you can kind of rest assured that your body's taking care of itself, and that's where I said Andrea and I can help out. That first link in the description, like I was mentioning, fill that out, and we'll work with you to help you stay quit and better yourself, your environment, and your long-term health. The health, which is the health anxiety, getting over that addiction itself, and the mess, right? So that's what we covered here in this video. And now we can take some time here and go back and go through some of the questions and comments now. So thank you, anyone that stuck around here this long. Like I appreciate you very much. And I hope your Sunday's going really, really well. Mine was awesome, by the way. I feel like this live is maybe one of the better lives that I've had, because some of them, like I was doing too much reading off the script. I don't know. This isn't my job. I'm just doing the best I can do. So my very first comment today, our very first comment was, hey. Well, hey. Can you say hi, please? I don't know, this person. Oh, they really wanted me to say hi to them. If you're still here, hello. Welcome. Oh, they were trying to bribe me. They're like, all right, if you say hi, I will like your video. Hopefully you liked our video. I don't know. And you're having a great Sunday. Bro, give up. Bro, I have gave up like 9 months ago, right? Smoking. But it's still, for me, still something that's like near daily that's there. Not constantly now, thankfully. Probably would have broke if it was like constant every day, all day. But there's still probably once a day where it comes into mind where I'm like, sure would be nice to have a cigarette, or this is the time that I would normally smoke. But those times now where it's like a flash in the pan and it's like quick, gone. So it doesn't last long. So anyone that's quitting smoking or looking forward to quitting smoking, yeah, it's true. It gets easier over time. Absolutely. Like I actually had a comment recently, and it was a pretty good comment. They were telling me how like they had stopped smoking, and after that, about that 1 month, they didn't even think about it, and they didn't find it necessary to count the days anymore. And I had a different course. I do agree with them though. Like it does get easier as time goes on, and there's a certain point. It may be different for each one of us where that cigarettes aren't needed anymore, and it just all of a sudden just washes in the background. You stop counting the days, like day 1, day 2, day 3, and so on. So there is that. It just, I think it happens at different points for different people, depending on your experience, environment, situation. But it does come. Let's see. Our first real big comment here. This person believes, okay. This person here would like to thank Jesus. Okay. Yes. And yeah, and remember they started smoking as a child, okay, but they've now quit. So yeah, like it's it's a lifelong thing, right? Like it's a lifelong thing. It just doesn't happen overnight, and it takes quite some time to be able to get to that point where you can say that you actually quit. So good for you. Continue on. Let's see here. Okay, hello from London. Are you okay, brother? Do you want to talk? Me? I'm good, thank you. Do you want to talk? That's awesome. So London, England, all right? So that's quite a ways here. That's like on the other side of the world from here in Canada. And if you're quitting smoking, I wish you the best of luck too. Yeah, so here, I think I'm missing a little bit of this. But anyways, happened, it was taken from me just by myself. Some guru involved getting in the car, and I don't know where you're going with this. Okay, so this person had like a miracle come along, and someone got in the car and it just helped them quit smoking. I don't know how that works, but a miracle, as they say, I guess so. I never had anyone get in my car and perform a miracle. If they did, I probably wouldn't have this YouTube channel. Oh, I get it. Okay, so this person jumped in. I guess it was a miracle for me. I never craved another cigarette after that. Like, I don't smoke anything. I hope you just try to pray. It worked, honestly, for them. So, right on, right on. My route was a little bit differently. If you want, go check out my channel. Got the 90 days of how I quit smoking. And I'm happy to share what I did to quit smoking. It was no miracle. It was just sticking with it, my own plan, and just kind of rolled with it and just took my past experience of quitting and compiled that into a plan that actually worked. Okay, so Trevor, okay. Thank you for your comment here, by the way. What tip do you have on what helped you the most to make you quit? I'm a pack-a-day Newport 100s and want to quit, but have never really tried hard. The number one tip that I would have for you would be to determine your why. Because if you have a strong why on why you want to quit smoking, then everything else falls into place. And if you want more information on that, I also have a video there which explains how to find your why, like a deep-seated, meaningful why. That would be like your resource of motivation, unlimited motivation for as long as you need moving forward on the quit smoking path. That would be my number one thing, and hopefully you're still here. If you are, go ahead and hit like, please, and then I'll know that you're here with me, or comment. So yeah, that would be my number one. Number two would be to go check out my channel and watch through that playlist, the complete playlist of my first 90 days smoke free. There's so many tips in there and heads up and things that I couldn't begin to touch on this live alone. So I hope those two tips help. Find your why, deep-seated, meaningful why, and check out the videos on our channel. All right, Bucky, I love what you talk about. Keep up the great work. Hey, thank you. Those kind of comments like that right there, like just gives me that encouragement to keep on doing this, because sometimes it feels like when you're on this side anyways, that you're like just like screaming out into the void of YouTube, right? and you don't know if you're really touching on anything that's helping anybody. So thank you. Bucky, by the way, for your comment. I appreciate it. A couple more comments here, unless there's someone else on here now that would like to share anything. This the honeycut. Sorry, are you still here? Go ahead and hit like or let me know. Because they're mentioning that how they smell so good now, and my house, my clothes. Like I never smoked after 8 years. Not even a desire. Trust me, it worked, and I smoked a lot, and it's so darn expensive. I think it affected my beautiful teeth too. Well, yeah, like those are all things that we definitely spoke about, and I thank you for being along with me as I was talking about it, and as I said before, like this is our time for question and answer at the second half. So yeah, thank you for those comments and following along, and like yeah, like it's true, like you smell so much better, and that's like a major plus of quitting smoking. There's so many, but that's one for sure, right? For a lot of people. Yeah, this person goes on to say, like, I smoked, like, everywhere. I was addicted, had an addicted personality, and she loves each one of us, or they love each one of us. I'm thinking this is a girl, but right on, right on. Yeah, it's true. Like, that's exactly what I said at the very start of this, where cigarettes seep into every single part of your life over time, and it just becomes you. So, yeah, addictive personality. Yeah, I think we all are the ones there that were took smoking serious and did it for years. So, yeah, Trevor, I did. Thanks. All right, on. You're here. Super. Thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you very much. And of course, everyone else. And that includes the people that are watching this on repeat as well. If you have any comments or questions, please go ahead and jot them down. I promise that I'll get back to each and one, every single one of you. All right, Trevor, I like the video. Okay. Yes, Trevor, go find the video on the why. It's like 10 minutes, but you can just take that why and kind of mold it into your own circumstance, or you can kind of alter it in your own mind, but like how to determine it is it's there. And I know the video kind of starts out slow, but it works its way into it really well, I think. Yeah, I try to do like that video is like my honest take of what's going on, how to do it, and I've referred to it many times in other videos, and there's been few people actually go through and check it out. There's been a few, and each one of them have contacted me personally, and they've done that through the email, which is in the channel description, I think you would call it. And yeah, there's an email address there if you want to connect like one-on-one about that. So yeah, that's there. Determining your why, it's super important, extremely important, and it'll carry you through those difficult times. Did you do patches or anything? Yes, patches. In the past, I tried many things. I tried cold turkey. That was just a horrible experience. I wouldn't recommend that on anybody or for anybody. I tried, I can't remember the name of it. Zyban, I think it was pills. They worked. I remember them working, but I just didn't have a strong enough why I wanted to quit at that time. I tried just trying nicotine gum and stuff like that. Like I've tried so many different aids, and the patch is what worked. Why it worked for me, I'm not 100% sure. I think it was something mental, perhaps, knowing that I was putting one on every day. I had a stack of them. I could count them. The pile was going down. I think all of that combined with the slow trickle of nicotine into my system and slowly tapering that. I think that's partly why it worked as well. For me, like the only side effects was dreams. I had like vivid dreams for quite some time. They were never really nightmares, just like vivid dreams. But they kind of tapered down as the patch tapered down as well. So yeah, the patch was something that I used. It worked well for me. Some people probably say the patch is foolish because it's like you're weaning yourself down, but you're still trickling it in you for 10 weeks. So it's just like buffering you to smoke later on. Like there is that argument, and I totally can, like, I can see that side of the argument. But for me, it was just something that worked. And like, even I know like the last 2 weeks when you're on step 3, the smallest patch that was putting on my arm or somewhere in this area, it was like I was like, I don't even need to put this on anymore. Like I think I've got it beat, but I just continued on with it, and I stuck through, and I just played the game as it was laid out to be played. And when I got off it, I didn't miss it at all. It was just poof, gone, not necessary anymore. And like I said before, every day of smoking, or sorry, not smoking, I took that money and I put it into a separate account and used that money there to pay for those types of things, the patch and any other quit smoking aids. And now, since all that money, like it's not being spent on any of that, it all goes in there now. So it's split like 2 ways now. One is I spend a portion of what I used to spend on cigarettes, killing myself slowly. Now I take a small 20% of that, of what I used to spend, and it goes directly into my future self, the health, my own personal future health. And I'd be glad to share more about that as well. Link is last time I mentioned it, but it is in the description. It's the first link, and it's a quick jot form to fill out, and it just lets me know a little bit about you and where we can actually start. So right on. We went a little bit longer, but that's fine. I don't mind. I can be on here a little bit longer too. I have my phone plugged in, so we could talk all night if you wanted to. I don't want to, not all night, but I'm willing to stay on here a little bit longer if anyone else has any questions. I feel like this is probably the best part about these lives so far. Although, if you do go back and watch them, they're getting a little bit longer as they go along. But I try that first part, like part A, if there was a 2-part of this whole live, and part A is like trying to provide some sort of a value, like a video, and then part B is like this, the off the cuff, completely 100% asking, answering questions, comments, things like that, and just being real, right? Like, so like there's not many people out there that are just like putting their experience out there in the wild of quitting smoking. But I'm not ashamed of it. Like whatever, like I was like really good at smoking. Like I was like really good at smoking. Smoked everywhere. Smoked for so long. I got so many smoking stories, but I'm not here promoting it. I'm not here promoting it. I'm just saying that I'm here not smoking today. And I don't plan on smoking tomorrow either. So if that's you, go ahead, hit subscribe. I welcome you to join this journey. And of course, we're going to try and do another live next week. Sunday seems to be the day. Now, I'll do my best. Maybe I'll try and put it out a few days ahead so people can have the heads up that this is happening. For now, still kind of testing the waters about this whole channel. But looking forward to the future. Looking forward to having future videos, connecting with you directly and indirectly through these types of videos in the future. So I hope everyone's doing really well, and I welcome you to Second Wind, Midlife Edition.